Hello everyone, hope all is well and welcome back. So in today's video, I'm finally going to be showing you how I achieve my double liner looks. I do them quite often on Instagram, but I realized I never showed you how I achieve them on my channel, which is crazy. They do look a lot more complicated than they actually are. They're quite simple and it can be used with any tones you want, bright colorful shadows or neutrals, whatever you want. In today's video, I am going to be using cool tones because that's the mood I'm in today. And I'm going to be using the Natasha Denona Biba palette, mostly focusing on the bottom row. This is still my all-time favorite neutral palette. You just get everything you would need. But just as a side note, if you're looking for a cool tone palette but you don't want to spend a heavy price tag like this one, I have two alternative options. The first one is the Soft and Sultry palette from Milani. This one is one of my all-time favorite cool tone palettes and it's quite affordable. And another one is this Love in London palette from BH Cosmetics. This one's a great one because you still get some warmer tones in here. It's a good transitional palette if you're more of a warm tone person and you want to try out some cool tones. This is a good option for that. So I just wanted to throw that out there just as a side note. But you can use any palette your heart desires. And I'm first gonna show how I do the eyes and then finish the base off afterwards. So before we get into it, I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. It means so much to me, and let's get to it. So I'm first gonna take my bronzer and I'm using the Fenty Beauty in the Sun. And I like to do this when I'm wearing cool tones just to add a little bit of warmth up into the crease so it's not too cold. But I'm applying that with the Smith 232 above the crease and kind of blending up to the brow-ish area. And with a Smith 230 brush, I'm going to be dipping into the shade Tour. And I'm just going to put this more concentrated into the crease and a little bit above. Then on my little Dose of Colors brush, I'm going to be taking the shade Seed. And I'm going to be building up the outer corner here. First stamping the color right on the lash line and a bit above because that's where I want it to be the most pigmented. And then I'll start blending it up into the crease and shaping a V shape on the outer corner. I'm going to take that Smith 230 brush once again with a little bit of Seed, tapping my brush off and just bringing it lightly into the crease and just trying to soften those edges even more. And I'm going to take the tiniest amount of spot, which is the black, and I'm just going to blend this on the outer corner just to deepen this up even more. And the only thing that's missing in this palette for me is more of a silvery cool tone shimmer. Like Monroe is quite cool tone, but it has pink in it and that's not what I really want. So I'm taking the Nudestix Magnetic color in the shade Smoke. And I'm just gonna just lay that on directly with the stick. And I'm just gonna take a blending brush handy and pick some of that shade up on the brush itself and just blend it up into the crease just to soften any lines. And then with the warmth of my finger, I'm going to take some and build it up right in the center so it's extra impactful. And at this point, I'm now ready to start creating my wing, and I'm going to be making my wing with this Nudestix Magnetic eye color in the shade Night. I'm just going to create this eyeliner with the Smith 205 brush, and I'm just going to do a normal winged eyeliner. And I'm taking a smaller brush just to get the inner portion because I just like a really thin line on the lid itself. And I'm using this Anastasia 828 brush. And now I'm going to be focusing on the lower lash line, and I'm not changing anything yet, so this is still just going to look like a normal eye look. And I'm using the shade Tor again on this Dose of Colors brush. And then I'm going to take the shade Seed and deepen it up over here. And now I'm going to be taking my concealer, and the concealer I'm using today is the Don't Settle from Kaja Beauty. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that. And then I'm going to take this Sigma EO6 brush, which is just a tiny, tiny angled brush. Really good for small, tiny details. And I'm basically going to draw a thick line right underneath my liner. And this is fun because it also cleans up your winged eyeliner to make it look extra sharp. And I'm wiping off my brush in between just because it picks up some of that color, and you just want it to look super clean and blank, like there's just your skin here. You can use a different colored eyeliner if you want. I've done that before and it looks really cool, where I bring it from the waterline all the way out into here, and that looks really, really awesome as well. But today I just want it to look like a negative space. And that's pretty much it. And then I'm going to go back into shadows. I'm taking Spot with this side of the dual-ended Dose of Colors brush. And I'm going to define right here to make it look like another liner, but it's actually not. And then you just want to go back and forth with some colors just to sharpen that up and make it look kind of interesting. I'm going to take that tiny, tiny brush we used again, and I'm going to take Spot just to add the tiniest line of definition. And then to clean up the waterline, I'm taking this Fake Awake pencil from Tarte. You can use any pencil like this. I'm not going to make it opaque. I'm just solely using this to clean up the waterline. And there we go, and that's pretty much how I achieve my double liner looks. It's not too complicated. It does take a little bit more time than a usual look, but it adds such a unique shape to the eyes. And now I'm just gonna go quickly add some mascara and I'll be right back. And here's what this look looks like with just mascara, and I forgot a step, and I'm taking the shade Tusk from the palette on the same brush we used with the concealer. And I'm just going to set this area here just to brighten it up and just lock it in. I am going to be applying some lashes, and I'm going to be applying these tinier ones, and I don't know what these are. I think they might be part of the Velour Effortless collection. I'm not sure. I'll have to do some digging around. I'll link them down below if I figure it out. And here are the eyes all finished with the lashes, and I also quickly did my brows while my lashes were drying. Now moving on to the rest of the face, I already have my Summer Fridays jet lag mask down, so I'm now going to go in with my Milk Hydro Grip. And for my foundation today, I'm going to be using the Pat McGrath Sublime Perfection Foundation, and I have the shade Light 7. And for my concealer, I'm using the Kaja Beauty Don't Settle concealer in the shade Waffles. And I need to zoom you guys in, I forgot. And now for my bronzer, I'm going to be using the Fenty one in the shade In the Sun, and I'm using a 115 brush to apply that. I just can't get enough of this bronzer for some reason. That's the only one I've been using for the past few weeks. I just love how it applies. It's just so easy. Whenever I have cool tones on my eyes, I kind of like to warm up the skin just a little bit more than I usually would. And now for my highlighter, I'm excited. I haven't used this on camera yet, but this is the Gold Terracotta highlighting stick from Guerlain. And my preferred way to apply this is with a finger. I feel like it just like blends into the skin so beautifully. It's a very warm, beautiful, flattering gold. It was just the Canadian Thanksgiving this past weekend, and it was such a lovely time. This year we prepped the food the day before just so that it wasn't as stressful the day of, and it was really fun. It was my grandma, my mom, my boyfriend, and me. My boyfriend and I, we made a pumpkin cheesecake, and you guys probably saw it on my Instagram stories. It was so good. He took it over. It was so cute. I was pretty much just the spoon licker. It was really fun, and I helped out my grandma with a bunch of things. It was just, I just loved that part. It was such a beautiful day. I loved just hanging out with everyone, and it was just awesome. I really hope you guys had an amazing Thanksgiving to those of you who are Canadian. It was so fun. But I kind of wish that I took some clips of this weekend because some of it was really fun. But I just didn't even think about it. So my schedule kind of got off track. This is gonna be my Wednesdays video, so there's no Wednesdays with Adams this week, but that's okay. But next week I'm hoping on doing a lookbook, so I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully I'll be able to do that because it's such different content than I'm used to doing. And for my blush, I'm thinking of just keeping it very neutral, and I think I'm going to use the ColourPop Perk Up. No surprise there. This has been such a favorite lately, and I'm just going to apply that with this BH Cosmetics No. 3 brush. This might be a touch warmer than I was going for, but I kind of like the way it looks. I like the contrast between like the more warm base with the cooler eyes. I feel like it looks okay. And then finally for lips, I don't know if I want to go on the more bold side or more nude glossy. I'm gonna try the Huda Beauty one, and the shade I'm going to be using is Last Night. Okay, yeah, I really like that shade. It's a little bit more of a dry formula, so it does kind of cling on my dry areas, but that's okay. I didn't exfoliate my lips today, but I really love that color. I am such a big fan of the 90s browns. My two most used categories are peach lips or like 90s brown lips. So I was so excited for this collection, and I'm not disappointed. I think I'm going to be using that one a lot in my collection. I love it. But here is the finished look. I love how it turned out. I'm happy I went with this lip. I can't stop looking at it. I love the color so much. And I love how the eyes turned out, obviously. I just loved creating these looks. I think they're so fun to do, and they just look so unique and different. I really hope this was inspiring for you, but I think that is all for me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you liked today's video. If you did, please give it a like. It would help me out so much. I will make sure to link all the products I used in today's video in the description down below, like always. And before I go, I would love for you to subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!